Nigeria. The tribe of Judah, aka Biafrans, are the people of Southeast, South-South and Benue people. Since the transatlantic slave trade happened over 400 years ago, it will be extremely difficult to differentiate the tribes from one another, particularly among the Jews living abroad. To differentiate the Jews from themselves, we must first identify them through the remnant in Nigeria and the tribal traits, then connect them to the Jews abroad. The earliest Igbo Jewish claim was made by a man known as Alauda, who was also known by his slave name, Gustavus Vassa. His book titled The Interesting Narrative of the Life of Alauda Equiano was published in 1789. Alauda wrote that he was an Igbo man from Asaka, now pronounced as Esiko, from a place known as Benin. It's difficult to understand which Benin Alauda was referring to in his book. The earliest map of West Africa shows that present-day countries of Togo, Benin Republic, Western Nigeria, and Old Bendel State were all regarded as a single country known as Benin. This region was also known as the Slave Coast. Alauda made several comparisons between his people's traditions and the traditions of the biblical Jewish people. Alauda wrote that part of Africa, known by the name of Guinea, to which the trade for slaves is carried on, extends along the coast above 3,400 miles, from the Senegal to Angola, and includes a variety of kingdoms. Alauda stated that the of Africa where he lived was called Guinea. He stated that Guinea was a 3,400-mile-long territory stretching from Senegal and Angola and was heavily involved in slave trade activities. Alauda also said that various kingdoms, nations, existed along these coastlines. Alauda was kidnapped from his parents when he was 11 years old and taken through several African countries before being sent to England and America as slave. Alauda's life experiences in Esiko, now Edo State, as well as his travels throughout Africa and America, gave insight into life and traditions before and after the transatlantic slave trade began. He also revealed the conditions of slavery in the Americas. A few Igbo people have claimed that the entire Southeast and South-South people of Nigeria are Jacob's descendants through the lineage of Gad, but most Ibos reject the claim because it lacked biblical and historical evidence. The theory behind the Igbo Jewish claims suggested that during the times when the Israelites lived in Egypt, Gad, one of the sons of Jacob, anticipated that the Egyptians would one day turn against Israel and take them into captivities. So, Gad and his household decided to leave Egypt before the captivity began. This theory also claims that some Edomites, the descendants of Esau, followed them and they journeyed from Egypt through Sudan, Chad and settled in the southern Nigeria. This claim also implied that the Edomites who followed them to Nigeria are the Edo people. These claims are false because there is no biblical or historical evidence to back up these claims. If we believe this claim for a moment, it means that the Ibos are Israelites but not Jews. 2 Kings chapter 17 stated that, in the 9th year of Hoshea the king of Assyria, King Sargon II took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Ahala and in Haba by the ruler Gazan and in the cities of Medes. 2 Kings 17:6. 2 Kings chapter 17 also stated that, therefore, the Lord was angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. 2 Kings 17:18. The Bible stated that God expelled the nation of Israel from the promised land, and they never returned to it, and only the nation of Judah was left in the promised land. As we learned earlier, the 10 tribes of Israel were scattered to parts of modern nations of Syria, Iran and Turkey. Once again, we must understand that Hebrew, Israelites and the Jews are not the same, but they are related. Genesis chapter 14 stated that, and there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew. The Bible confirmed that Abraham was the first Hebrew. Abraham was the father of the Hebrew people. The Hebrew people are Ishmael, Isaac and children of Keturah. From amongst them God chose the promised child, Isaac, and he had twin sons known as Esau and Jacob. God chose Jacob, also known as Israel, and he had 12 sons who are known as the Israelites. Israel sinned and God divided it into 2 separate nations. 10 tribes combined to form the nation of Israel and are known as the Israelites. Levi, Judah and Benjamin combined to form the nation of Judah and are known as Jews. The tribes of Levi, Judah, and Benjamin are combined to form the nations of Judah, also known as Jews. Claiming to be descendants of Gad is a degrading status because the glory of the Jews is greater than the glory of Israel. The glory of the Jews is spiritual while the glory of Israel is physical. Some Ibos believe that they are somehow related to the Hebrew people, but they didn't know how they got to Nigeria. Although the Ibo people did not have written proof of the Jewish history, but they have sculptural evidence to support their claim. To identify and distinguish between the Levi and Judah tribes, we must study their biblical ancestral attributes. The tribe of Judah are all the people of the southeast, south-south, Benue state, and Cameroon. Bible stated the following about Judah: "You are a lion's cub, Judah, you return from the prey, my son. Like a lion he crouches and lies down, like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his." Genesis 49, 9-10. The Bible also stated that, "And though Judah was the strongest of his brothers and a ruler came from him," 1 Chronicles 5, 2. According to the Bible, the kingly lineage comes from the tribe of Judah, and the scepter will never depart from his feet. The Bible prophecies stated that the Messiah will come from the tribe of Judah, the tribe David came from. Jacob said that, "You are a lion's cub, Judah," Genesis 49, 9. The Bible referred to Jesus as the Lion of Judah, the root of David. Revelation 5, 5. We see that lion is used to depict the strength of Judah. The scepter, rod, or staff symbolize or represents authority. The lion and the scepter are the 2 symbols of Judah. According to Igbo history, Eri was the first king of the Igbo people, and Aguleri, in Anambra State, was their first ancestral home. We see the statues of King Eri holding the scepter of authority and a lion at his sides. It's not coincidental that the same 2 symbols of the tribe of Judah were used to preserve their history for future generations. As we learned earlier, the ancient people used painting and sculptures to preserve their history. It is estimated that the statues of King Eri, the scepter, and the lion were created around 1,500 years ago. The Jews who lived in southeast and south-south adopted the exact 2 symbols of the tribe of Judah to identify with their history. The traditional Igbo attire is known as Isi Agu, which means the head of the lion and representing the lion. The Igbos also accompany the attire with a fancy walking stick which represents the scepter. Although they may not realize this, Jews in Nigeria wear the exact same 2 symbols of the ancient tribe of Judah as their trademark attire. Despite being expelled from Israel, the Jews never forgot their history and traditions. Although other members of the tribe of Judah, such as the Niger-Delta and Benue states, don't wear Isiagu dress, but they use the scepter to connect with their ancestors. The Jews of the tribe of Judah are almost impossible to differentiate from other Jews because they have mixed with other Jews while being transported to the Americas and Europe. But prophecies provide us unique characteristics that we can use to differentiate them from other Jews. We will focus on the remnant Jews in Africa and then connect them with other Jews abroad. The Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs are books that describe the characteristics of the 12 tribes of Israel in detail. The Patriarchs are the 12 sons of Jacob. The 12 Patriarchs are the founding fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. What does testament mean? Testament is defined as to testify to something that serves as a sign or evidence of a specified fact, event or quality. In ancient Hebrew tradition, a father would gather his children to bless and talk to them for the last time before dying. We see the same thing in Genesis chapter 49, when Jacob gathered his sons to himself and to bless them. When Judah was about to die, he gathered his children around him and prophesied the following to them. Judah stated that, "And in the south, there came upon us a greater war than that in Shechem. And I joined in battle array with my brethren, and pursued 1,000 men, and slew of them 200 men and 4 kings. 2 And I went up upon the wall, and I slew 4 mighty men. 3 And so we captured Hazor and took all the spoil." Judah 4, 1-3. The Bible stated that, "And though Judah was the strongest of his brothers," 1 Chronicle 5, 2. The Bible also confirmed that Judah was the strongest of his brothers. Before we continue, it's important to understand that God sometimes uses animal characteristics to depict an individual, a group of people, or a country. We see some examples such as Jesus is depicted as the Lamb of God. Satan is depicted as the dragon. America is depicted as the eagle. Personality traits of Judah are likened to or compared to that of a lion. Judah's description of himself fits the profile of a warrior, and the Bible confirmed that he was the strongest of all his brothers. Judah is referred to as the Lion of Judah. Judah possesses several lion-like characteristics, including power, aggression, toughness, and ruggedness. Oladua also explained the same thing about his people. Alauda wrote, "Of these the most considerable is the kingdom of Benin, both as to extent and wealth, the richness and cultivation of the soil, the power of its king, and the warlike disposition of the inhabitants." Alauda explained that his people had warlike appearance or stature. When we look at the stature, physique, and body frames of typical young men from the southeast and south-south regions, they perfectly fit the profile. Jews from the southeast and south-south regions are naturally stronger, naturally built physiques, naturally aggressive, naturally rugged, naturally bold and daring, and always battle-ready like a lion. The Jews from Judah are a very daring, bold and battle-ready people. They constantly clash with any government. This was the pattern of behavior of the Jews who lived during and after the days of Jesus. Luke chapter 6 stated that, "And Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon who was called the Zealot." Luke 6:15. Some of Jesus's disciples were from the tribe of Judah, including Simon, who was a former zealot. Who were the Zealots? The Zealots were an aggressive Jewish group agitating for the establishment of the Jewish nation and freedom from the Roman authorities. We can see the same pattern of behavior from 2 different Jewish groups from different times. This was the same pattern of behavior towards the Roman authority that began in 64 AD, during Emperor Nero's reign, which ultimately led to the Jews' expulsion from Israel in 70 AD. Judah continued, "I was swift in my youth and obedient to my father in everything." Judah 1:4. Judah also stated that, "I know that I raced a hind, and caught it." Judah 1:8. The hind is a female deer and a very agile animal that could run very fast. Judah also fits the characteristics of an athlete. He had to be a fast runner to chase and catch a hind. Bible stated that, "The sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He enables me to go on the heights." Habakkuk 3:19. According to the verses above, athleticism was a characteristic of the tribe of Judah. Over the years, we have seen the same athletic abilities among Jews in southeast and south-south Nigeria. The Jews have always dominated the Nigerian track and field sports. We find names of some of the greatest male athletes from Nigeria, such as Francis Abikwelu, Innocent Egbunike, Uchenna Amidalu, Davidson Azinwa, Olapade Adenakan, Ogo, Egwero, Deji Ogunlewe, Infioku Udo Obong, and Deji Aliu, to name a few, and with a few names from the tribe of Levi. We see the same athletic abilities in female Jews. We find names of some of the greatest female athletes from Nigeria, such as Blessing Okigbe, Chioma Ajunwa, Mary Onyali, Patience Okan-George, Falalat Oginkoya, Gloria Alozi, Favor Afili, Charity Opara, Chioma Onyekwia, Mercy Akide, just to name a few. 75% of Nigeria's greatest athletes, both male and female, came from the southeast and south-south, which are direct descendants of Judah. We see a few Jews from the tribe of Levi having the same attributes. Any tribe or people can do what Judah can do, but Judah does it better and effectively because they are more endowed with these special abilities. We also see this trait with Jews that are scattered all over the world. The world's greatest athletes are the Jews in the Americas and in Europe. Jews abroad have mixed up, making it impossible to separate them, but these Jews are most likely to be from the tribe of Judah. Judah said, "And it came to pass, when I became a man, that my father blessed me, saying, Thou shalt be a king, prospering in all things. And the Lord showed me favor in all my works both in the field and in the house." Judah 1, 6-7. Here, God promised the kingly bloodline to the tribe of Judah and with the assurance to prosper in all things. God assured Judah of favor in all his works both in the field and in the house. The tribe of Judah is endowed with great prosperity, that's why they are the most successful business people in Nigeria. Judah stated that, "And the Lord showed me favor in all my works both in the field and in the house." The reference to, all my works, refers to all kind of business activities Judah was involved in. The reference to, in the field, refers to business activities outside Judah's homeland or territories. The reference to, in the house, refers to business activities within Judah's homeland or territories. This prophecy refers to the adventurous nature of the tribe of Judah. Like the lion, the southeast and south-south people are adventurous and widely traveled. Just like the lion leaves its territory and goes far away to hunt for food, the tribe of Judah leaves their homeland in pursuit of livelihood in other regions. The Jews of Judah go to distant regions and still achieve great success. The tribe of Judah is extremely blessed, but it was also prophesied that many of them will abandon God because of love for money and women. Judah warned his children, saying, "And now, I command you, my children, not to love money, or to gaze upon the beauty of women, because for the sake of money and beauty I was led astray to Bathsheba the Canaanite." Judah 3:30. According to Genesis chapter 38, Judah married Shua, Bathsheba, a Canaanite woman, but the Bible didn't explain the circumstances surrounding their marriage. Judah said, "Because for the sake of money and beauty I was led astray to Bathsheba." Judah said that his decision to marry Bathsheba, a Canaanite, instead of an Israelite woman was influenced by her money and beauty. Judah said, "My children, the love of money leadeth to idolatry, because, when led astray through money, men name as gods those who are not gods, and it causeth him who hath it to fall into madness. For the sake of money, I lost my children, and had not my repentance, and my humiliation, and the prayers of my father been accepted, I should have died childless." Judah 3:42-43. Judah had 4 sons. He married his eldest son, to Tamar, a Canaanite woman, which led to the death of his son. After the death of his first son, Judah compelled his other 2 sons to marry Tamar, and which resulted in the deaths. Judah admitted that his actions caused the deaths of his 2 sons. Judah said, "And I know what evils ye will do in the last days. Beware, therefore, my children, of fornication, and the love of money, and hearken to Judah your father." Judah 3:36-37. Judah spoke with certainty, when he said, "For I know that, because of these 2 things, love for women and money, shall my race fall into wickedness." Judah 3:31. Judah warned his children that the love for money and women will be a major weakness, and the downfall of Jews from tribe of Judah during the end time. We would be lying if we say we don't see this trait among the Ibos today. Everybody love money, but the Jews of Judah, aka Ibo people, love for money is beyond measure. Ibos literally use their own lives for rituals just to have money. It's interesting to know that Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus for money, was from the tribe of Judah. We see Jews of Judah in the southeast and south-south have involved in disgraceful activities because of money. Activities such as kidnapping, smuggling of hard drugs. They are involved with ritual, production of fake drugs, prostitution, internet fraud and all kinds of frauds, just to name a few. Judah continued, and he said, "And walk not after your lusts, nor in the imaginations of your thoughts, in haughtiness of heart, and glory not in the deeds and strength of your youth, for this also is evil in the eyes of the Lord." Testimony of Judah 3:2. What does this mean? Lust means strong sexual desires. Haughtiness means arrogance or pride. Glory means splendors or luxuries. Deeds means achievement. Strength means ability. Judah warned that his descendants would become lustful, arrogant, boastful, and intimidating others because of the great wealth and success that God had bestowed upon them. Judah said, "Now I have much grief, my children, because of your lewdness and witchcrafts, and idolatries which ye shall practice against the kingdom, following them that have familiar spirits, diviners, and demons of error." Judah continued, "Ye shall make your daughters singing girls and harlots, and ye shall mingle in the abominations of the Gentiles." The key phrases here are as follows: lewdness and witchcrafts, and idolatries which ye shall practice against the kingdom, following them that have familiar spirits, diviners, and demons of error. Ye shall make your daughters singing girls and harlots. Ye shall mingle in the abominations of the Gentiles. Judah prophesied that his descendants would be involved in lewdness and witchcrafts, and idolatries, following the familiar spirits, diviners, and demonic doctrines. The prophecy says, "Ye shall make your daughters singing girls and harlots." Judah lamented that his female descendants would become immoral singers, prostitutes, and involved in all kinds of sexual immorality. The prophecies stated that, "Ye shall mingle in the abominations of the Gentiles." Who are the Gentiles? Gentiles means a people without God, having no regards for God. According to the Bible, Gentiles are Japhetic people who live in Europe and Asia. Judah lamented that his descendants would turn away from the ways of God and follow the traditions of the Europeans, a people that has no regard for God or his commandment. What are the abominable traditions of Europeans? The traditions of the Gentile people are homosexualism, lesbianism, nudity and transgenderism. Bestiality, surrogacy, body tattoo, cross-dressing, feminism, divorce, separation of family and body piercing, etc. Judah said, "For which things Sake the Lord shall bring upon you famine and pestilence, death and the sword, beleaguering by enemies, and reviling of friends, the slaughter of children, the rape of wives, the plundering of possessions, the burning of the temple of God, the enslavement of yourselves among the Gentiles." Testimony of Judah 4:17. The key phrases are, "For which things Sake the Lord shall bring upon you famine and pestilence, death and the sword, beleaguering, harassing, by enemies, and reviling of friends, the slaughter of children, the rape of wives, the plundering of possessions, the burning of the temple of God, the enslavement of yourselves among the Gentiles." According to Judah's prophecies, his descendants will face consequences for their sins and rejection of God. God said to David concerning the sins of Israelites, "I will be his father, and he will be my son. When he does wrong, I will punish him with a rod wielded by men, with floggings inflicted by human hands." I Samuel 7:14. The reference to, "I will punish him with a rod wielded by men," with floggings inflicted by human hands, simply implies that God will use Israel's enemies to punish them. We read how God used Assyria to scatter Israel to nations beyond the Euphrates River, and King Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon took Judah into captivity for 70 years. The prophecy stated that, "For which things Sarche the Lord shall bring upon you famine and pestilence, death and the sword, beleaguering, harassing, by enemies." The menace of headsmen that the Jews are experiencing today is a result of their sins and immorality. God is using the rod of herdsmen to discipline and punish the Jews. The famine, pestilence of herdsmen, and harassment that the Jews of Judah are experiencing in the southeast and south-south are in fulfillment of the prophecies. The prophecy stated that, "and reviling, abuse, of friends, the slaughter of children, the rape of wives, the plundering of possessions." The prophecies also stated that, "the burning of the temple of God and the enslavement of yourselves among the Gentiles." The prophecy has been fulfilled. Judah warned that the Jews' disobedience would result to the burning down of the Jewish temple, resulting to their expulsion from the Promised Land. Igbo Jews have done well in preserving ancient Hebrew traditions. The firstborn son inherits all his father's properties, just as the ancient Hebrews did. The bodies of the dead are returned to their homeland for burial, just as the ancient Hebrews did. Women are given little or no relevance, like the ancient Hebrews did. In ancient Hebrew tradition, women are only entitled to their father's inheritance if there is no male child in the family, and she must marry into the same tribe and family to retain the property. The younger brother immediately marries the widow of his deceased older brother.